Hey UB tubers, it's Gizzy Greenfingers here, and in front of you is my English oak. Now we're in November now, and it has lost all its leaves, as you can see, so you get a better look at the branch structure. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm just going to be pruning some of these branches back to what I think it should be. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm an amateur. I have had this 13 years. Well, no, I've not. I've had it about 10 years, but it must be 13 years old from an acorn. That's what the crack is, basically. So, let's commence. Now, that bit's dead, so we'll have him off. Pow. Now I want to reduce that because I don't want that going down like that. So there's a node just above there. So that's side off up. And we've got branches crossing over like that one. So that one can come out. It's all about how it looks, basically. Now, like I said, I may have had it 10 years and I have created this. But at the same time, I still don't really know what I'm doing. I'm sort of winging some situations. I've got a good idea, but I could do with like Peter Chan's help. Do you know what I mean? Or Xavier's help. So, someone who knows what they're doing. Been doing it a lot longer than me. I suppose I should do more research. But we got two branches together there. Now one's an old one, and one's the one furthest away is this year's growth. So, to be honest, I don't want that one there. I don't want two side by side so close like that. So I think we're going to get rid of that. Pow. And we've got one, there's another example. We've got two branches side by side. Pow. And I don't like that. And obviously I don't want that one so close to the base of this tree. Now, after I've done my cuts, you always want to use, what's it called, cut paste. Now I have got some here somewhere. Now the reason for the cut paste is just so the tree doesn't get an infection in it or dry it out, basically. And just a little dab. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. I suppose a whole tube will last you a lifetime. Well, it'll last me a lifetime. I've not got that many trees. Now on this branch we've got, I don't like that kink going back into the centre of the tree. Now I'm going to cut that just below a node that's coming out from the other direction. I'd rather it going out instead of in the tree. And this top one here, now see that bottom one, I may need to bend that with some wire. Future down the line in the future, shall we say. But this one here, he can go. That was this year's growth. I don't want that. And then you apply your cut paste. You shouldn't forget to apply the cut paste. Now I want to keep this English oak compact, so I want to cut these further back, basically. Now the rule of thumb is to the last two nodes. And that's alright if you want it that far down, but some branches I want longer. And like I say, I'm an amateur, so I don't particularly know what I'm doing, but I'm sort of winging it. And it looks alright in the summer when it all branches out and leaves out. But yeah, I expect there's a lot of branches on here that should go and should be cut right back. But I haven't got the expertise to do that yet. So I shall still do my research and try to learn a bit more. But you don't see many people bonsaiing English oaks, really. Or if you do, they're not small and compact, like Shohin. But in the 13 years of having this tree, I think I've only had one dead branch. One branch die. So, is that something I'm doing right? Or is that just luck of the draw? Who knows? Who knows? But he can come off. I don't want it getting too wide of a canopy. So, we'll have him off. Now, I've sort of not used wires on this specimen. I used wires for one branch, and then after I'd wired it into place, and after a year, I was like, I don't like that because it didn't look right. It didn't look in proportion to the tree. So I got rid of the wire, and then like a year later, I think I rewired it back into position it was in the first place. So this is a clip and grow, and I'm not familiar with clip and grows. I usually use wires, but in some instances you need to use wires. Like for this branch, for instance, it's going back in itself, but I'm going to try and hold back and not use wires. So this is what I mean. This whole branch probably needs cutting back, like right back, because that just looks weird like that, doesn't it? Maybe that whole branch just needs to come off. That's going up in the air, but I'm scared of doing so. When you've had a tree for such a long time, you're scared. You're just scared to do certain cuts, even though that could be beneficial to the tree. But I've got all winter to look at this tree and make more adjustments, shall we say. Do a bit more research and go, yeah, well, that shouldn't be like that. Now, I did repot this oak not that long ago, maybe 4 weeks, might have been a little bit earlier. So I didn't want to do this back, well, I couldn't have done this back then because it still had leaves on. You couldn't actually see the branch structure that well. And I think this branch I'm working on now is the actual top of the tree. Like, it just grows profusely. And I'm cutting it back and back and right back. See, I'm not afraid to cut this particular branch right back because I think this is the top of the tree and it just wants to grow crazy. Now, I even thought about removing that whole branch, but I just don't know yet. I don't know that yet. I haven't got the balls to do it. Not only that, I just don't think it would look right if I got rid of that whole branch. I just don't know yet. Don't know yet. Maybe in a year or two, that whole segment will come off and we'll be left with the ones on the bottom. But for now, it's staying. But the more I do cut this back, the more branch ramification I can actually see in the tree. It works. It works. You've just got to have the balls to cut it back far enough, which I'm still learning. I'm learning not to do the handlebar sort of thing. You don't want two branches side by side, handlebars. Yeah, I've learnt that. So yeah, you can learn anything if you put your mind to it, I suppose. I don't want to do any more. Not now. Not for now. We've got all winter yet. But I don't think that looks half bad. For winging it. Winging it for 10 years. That's about 13 years old. 13, 14. But I think I'm just about ready to wrap this video up now. But if you've enjoyed watching this and you like this English oak and you like me, then please don't forget to like and subscribe to Gizzy Greenfingers, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da for now.